All right, good morning, everybody. Can you guys hear me? You can hear me. Just indicate or let me know so that I know how I move from here.
Everywhere good,
Well,
everywhere good.
all right now. Oh, wow. Good morning. Okay, so I think today I just want to talk a little bit about what we call um I'm going to be discussing trade management today or how I see trade. Please, whoever you are, please off your mic. All right, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about trade management today. Before that, we were going to analyze the market as usual, so you shouldn't have a problem with that. So I'm going to be talking about trade management today. It doesn't look like a serious topic, but a lot of people don't know how to manage their trades whenever they are in this position or something, right? And it works hand in hand with risk management because I feel like trading surrounds these three things: trade management, risk management, and then money management. Money management is different from risk management different from money management, and different from trade management, right? So today we're going to talk about a little about trade management. But I forgot to mention, welcome to the trading floor. This is the trading floor. We are live now. So let's do some analysis and some study, right? This week, uh, this week has been good for me actually. I think I've already made close to about $500 or 600. I have it on monetary right now, and if it hits TP, that will make it $600 for the week, and it's just Wednesday. So for me, I'm having a brilliant week. Really, really, really good week for me. But most of these trades were not called on the trading floor because most of them are not the pairs that we plan on trading on the trading floor. That's number one. And I really wanted to use this period, this from that Monday to today, to see if I can, do some little bit of study because things have not been too rosy, right? So let us just do some back testing or some study and some analysis, and then we can talk about it. Now, we are looking at Volatility 75 1S right here. So 1S is one of the pairs we told ourselves we are going to be trading. And the last time we were here, price was somewhere around this region, right? We anticipating that price was going to break this region and at least get to this level. But price started, respected this zone and then start going bullish. So I think right now, market on 75 1S is bullish. And so if I would have been, buying the trade or whatever reason, it's going to be at this region, right? Somewhere around here. No, not somewhere around here. Sorry. Let's see if we can draw our zone. This is on the 1 hour time frame, by the way, right? This was a very good buy zone, which we already missed out on today. I think these are many hours, 1, 2, 3. This would have started during the early hours of the day, I think. All right. So I'm still bullish on 75 one as well. For now, based on the fact that it's currently in a high, I'm expecting like either a break of structure to the upside or a certain pullback, either back to this region, because most likely price is going to retest this region again. There's a high chance for that. So, but overall, I think my eyes are on the buys and I'm looking out for buy opportunities on 75 1S. Let me check. All right. So that is what I'm looking out for. Okay. So far for now, I think 75 1S has nothing for us now, except we are going to hop on the buys from let's see if we can catch it from like somewhere close by. No, I don't think so. I think the buys are already started. If we are going to have bought from somewhere around here again, it's completely missed out on. So let's look at 75 index. Let's look at 75 index. I'm going to be very, very much active on the trading floor now. I think I've gotten my mojo back, and due to the wins that I've seen, I've been getting a lot of wins personally. I just decided to trade personally this from the beginning of this week, and as the week continues, we are going to be very, very active. Now, this is 75 index, right? This is 75 index. Now, this is the 1 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, obviously, is being a bearish. I think the last time we were here, we anticipated a pullback from 75 index, but we said overall price is likely going to touch this level. So I think price reacted off this supply zone somewhere around here. Price reacted from here. And if you go down to the 1 hour time frame, I think we've seen like a sufficient break of structure. We've seen like a break of this structure right here. Okay. So I think it's only logical that we look out for the sales. So let's see if we can get like a quick setup. Let's see if we can get a quick sell setup somewhere around here. Okay. Okay. Price is reacting off this zone here. Right, we might see sort of like a sell-off from this zone, most likely. Yeah, price will likely sell off from this zone, but because I'm seeing some rejections from this, but due to the I think let's see if we can get like good confirmation. Actually, not a bad trade. Let's see something. Let's see what we're looking at here. All right, let's just observe. I think I'm going to observe a little bit for a little bit and see how price interacts with this level. Let's see how price interacts with this level. But for now, I think if price may likely take out this high or react off this OB here, then give us like a very good confirmation, then I think I can consider the entry somewhere around here. I can consider it. So I'm watching out for it. I think this looks like a very good setup to sell, or price may likely take it out and then come back here. One thing is for sure, if we get like good confirmation, no doubt, I'm going to enter this particular trade. I think the trade that I'm on right now, 10-1 is okay. I'm currently on this trade. The target is this high here, targeting this high. I don't know how this is going to play out. This is 10-1 is by the way. 10-1 is very volatile pair, and that's the only reason why I didn't call it on the trading floor. I don't want anybody to come and trade and then use this particular pair and blow your account. Right? I'm risking about 40 to $50 on this trade to make 90 something dollars. If this trade hits TP, then I'll officially be making up to like $600 for the week. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. But this is not part of what we are here for. I just wanted to check it out and see the progress. So let's go to 25 index, analyze 25 index quickly. Wait a minute, you guys can't see my screen.
I can see your screen. I can see your screen.
Okay. Save your Alex. It's probably only you that can't see my screen because others are seeing my screen. All right, for 25 index, Btw Index has been bullish for a while now. I think this is the trade that I took. Was it? Was it this? It's not this. It has been bullish for a long time now. Yeah, with this, yeah, it's this trade now. I took this trade somewhere around here. This was the trade that I took last. Took it here, and I targeted this high. And my stop loss was somewhere around here. I think somewhere around here. Yeah, this trade gave me 85 times 3 is probably around that 200 and something dollars. That was how much I made from this particular trade. But that's not the point. Now the point here is this, right? 25 index has been bullish. It has been bullish. So we're anticipating, let's see how price reacts of this particular zone. But first of all, we need to know where price is coming from. That's the first rule, right? Know where price is coming from. Now, I think 25 index is totally in an autumn high right now. It's just creating new highs. And there's really no way to tell that the market is reversing now because you can see there's no zone here. So what we are going to bank on is how price reacts off these zones. If we can start seeing series of lower lows and lower highs, I think it's a high time we understand that okay, the trend has changed. But I feel like it's due for a pullback, but I'm targeting the zone I have in mind is somewhere around here, somewhere around here. So if price breaks out from this zone, then we can anticipate some series of selling because I'm seeing the pressure here right now. I'm seeing the pressure right now. But overall, my bias is I'm still bullish and price is coming down to a potential entry. So I'm watching out for it. And Daniel, what's up now? How you doing? Daniel, can you hear me? It's like Daniel. Oh, we have many Daniels here. All right. Okay, you can see it now, no problem. All right. So this is what I'm looking at. And on 15 minutes time frame, let's go down to 15 minutes time frame and see if we can get a good uh zone to buy from. Right. This is the last. And if you look at it, let me zoom this. I think this is no longer there. Somewhere around here. So this is the last demand. This is the last demand in this.
Can you hear me?
This is the last demand right here. So let's see how price reacts of this zone. And if we get like a good push up and a good confirmation, then it's going to be like a good trade, right? But I don't with the way the momentum with price is coming down, I don't think this particular zone is going to hold. Price may likely come back to this support or break it down a little bit and then give us like a little bit of pullback, taking out all this low before we see like good move again. I think that's what I'm expecting. But my bias for 25 index is still bullish overall. All right, so let's go to the last one, which is V10. V10 index. Now, V10 index is gone. V10 index last week was the weapon fashioned against me. I'm not sure I've taken any trade, whether buy, whether sell on this particular pair throughout last week that went my way. All my trades on 10 index hit stop loss. I think I had about three of them. I think the last one we took was this one. This was the most recent one we took on 10 index. 10 index was not in our favor throughout last week. That started the sell off. Yeah, somewhere around here. I think this is what we planned. We saw a good setup from here. We saw because price was bullish, of course. So I saw this change of structure, break of structure right here. Price returned back into this entry, into our entry. I decided to go long and targeting this high. And our stop loss was supposed to be here. It was supposed to be like a 1:2 trade. But immediately I saw this candlestick right here. We were forced to close manually. So this was what happened. This was what I end up with. So instead of risking about my usual risk is $50, I ended up losing about 15 to $20 on this particular one. So it wasn't really like a major loss for me. But what I'm just trying to say is that 10 index was not it last week at all. And the funny thing is that they always look good. Like the setups always look good, but always feel good. Right. So that's the reason why you see all these moves up. I didn't even bother myself on taking that. I was like, nah, I'm not going to bother myself with 10 index anymore. So I think that should be it for now. If you have any pair that you like us to take a look at, you can mention it in the chat or just say something. But for now, let us look at why we are here. Let me check out something. Let's look at for why we are here. 75 one is. All right. So we're saying we're going to talk about trade management, right? Trade management, to me, to my own understanding, is just simply the way you manage your trades, coming from your entry down to your stop loss and your take profits, right? Because you can see somebody that will enter a trade and the person will catch, those of you that will calculate pips, a 1:5, a 1:6, a 1:7, a 1:10. At the end of the day, they will still hit stop loss. It happens to me. Sometimes you set your take profit, let's say at this high, somewhere around here, and then price gets to this particular point. Your entry is somewhere here, by the way, price gets to this particular point and then start reversing on you, and then eventually get stopped after catching that amount of trade. The reason why this happens is because you have a very poor trade management, right? The second one is those of you that usually enter positions at random points in the market. You enter your first trade here, you enter your first trade somewhere around here, right? Let's say you enter somewhere around here, right? Something like this. And then you're targeting, let's say you're targeting here. And then you now go and enter another trade somewhere around here again. Let's say you see a tiny pullback and you enter another one, let's say somewhere around here. Still targeting the same high. I don't know why you guys do this, honestly. I don't know if there's a logic to it, but for me, it doesn't make sense, right? Because number one, now this your spot now is secure. This your entry right here is secured. Perfect entry. You enter at the precise point in the market where price are reversing. Good for you. Now, this your secondary entry. Now, it is not something that is guaranteed. You can hit stop loss here and price will still move your way. So why bother entering here? Now, you will now hit stop loss on your second entry, and then you're not trying to make back the money you like any profit you're going to get from your initial entry is just going to be like a recovery of the amount you've lost here. It doesn't make sense. Of course, one day to play out for you. One day you're going to get that move. One day it's going to go your way. But if you look at it in the long run, how many times will you play out of 10 times? You can barely get it to hit 4 times out of 10 for you, right? So if you look at it in the long run and it's not something that is sustainable, it's not something that is profitable, then why do it in the first place? Because you're trying to catch the major move. Just like me, I entered the particular trade somewhere around here, and as price is moving my direction, I now go and enter another position here. So when price gives me like a certain pullback, it might pull back.
So when price gives me like a certain pullback, it might pull back.
So when price gives me like a pullback, right, and that my first initial trade is now in drawdown, I'm now scared because all the profit I'm making from this particular point, I'm already losing it. So sometimes it can force you to even close the entire trade or close this first one in a loss, and then this particular trade now is not the one that's trying to recover. It doesn't make sense. So what I advise, right? What I advise is this, yeah. So what I advise, right? What I advise is this, right? If you want to enter a trade, you find your entry. Decide, okay, this is where I want to enter this trade. You enter your entry, you place your stop loss properly, and just let it ride. If you know that you are going to risk a certain amount, risk that certain amount on that particular entry. Don't risk $50 in your first entry, and then you know that is the whole amount you can risk. And then price is moving in your direction. You went to open another position again, risking another 50, or risking 20 or 30 or 10, whichever amount you're going to risk. Now, if that trade start coming to drawdown, it's going to cancel the profit you were making initially, right? And even though you see people do it online, even though you see a lot of people doing it, they claim that it is good, they claim that that's the best way for you to take advantage of it. Over time, it doesn't work over time. In the long run, you are going to get burnt out. In the long run, it's going to go against you. So I see no reason why you should be doing that, right? And that is my own thought on trade margin. Now, for take profit, you have to your system has to give you levels to take your profit from. Take profit is arguably as important as the stop loss. You talk about stop loss, don't talk about take profit enough. Take profit is arguably as important because just 2 pips away from stop loss can ruin your entire trade. Right? Just 2 pips on stop loss. I'm not sure 151 is I'm not sure the pair is available on this trading video. Right? Just just 2 pips of take profit. Like you miss your take profit by 3 pips, right? It can mess with your entire trade. Let me give you an example. I think there was a time I took a trade on V10. It was during the weekend. I think while I was out, I wanted to take this particular trade on was it V10? Still on V10, right? Now, this was the setup, right? Was it this one? Yeah, something like this, right? Now, I took this trade. If you want to, let's say you enter this trade itself from here, right? You're anticipating a sell-off from here, right? Your stop loss is above the supply, and then your take profit should be somewhere around here. A 1:4 trade, right? Now you get yourself a good entry somewhere around the supply here. Now your target is here. Now you see that price missed out on your target. Now, no matter let's say you are risking $100 on this trade. Now, by the time price is somewhere around here, you're already making close to $200 or 200 and something dollars, right? But you've not taken your profit, and the price reverses on you and then stops you out or takes you out on break even, or you lose money or you don't make any money at all. Now, that's what I'm trying to tell you is that take profit, right? The level you take your profit is as important as the level you place your stop loss. So if your take profit is not proper, you place a trade in the morning, right? It's going your way, giving you massive profit in the afternoon, massive profit. You don't take profit. In the evening, you don't take profit.
One great activity was if you have known that you should be because it's great.
Thank you, sir. Please mute yourself. Right? So you don't take profit in the afternoon. In the evening, price reverses on you, your entire profit is gone. And now you are crying. Not that your system is not good, not that your strategy is bad, not that you are a bad trader, obviously, but your system is not bad. It's just you that don't know how to take profit. So let me show you like a little trick that I use when I want to take profit. What I do is this, right? I take profit at obvious zones. I usually say this a lot on my TikTok. I take profit at obvious zones. Okay? Obvious zones. What I mean by obvious zones is this, right? This is a zone. This is an obvious zone, right? This is an obvious zone from this level. Let me explain, right? So this zone 2 is an obvious one. This is an obvious one. So let me give you what I mean. Now, you can see that, okay, price has taken out this high and has gotten into this zone, right? Now, price is giving us like a little bit of retracement back here. Now, you want to enter a buy from this particular point, but you don't know where to take your profit. Now, I'm not saying taking your profit, setting your profit here is bad. I'm not saying setting your profit here is bad. I'm not saying setting your profit even at this particular point that price is bad. What I'm trying to say is that me personally, I set my take profit at zones that I am 100% sure that price is going to get to. I don't bank on what ifs or maybes. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm going to enter a trade from here, I'm going to set my take profit at this high because I know that this is the next high. I know that, okay, for sure, price is going to get here. And before price will get here, price can't take out this low. So if I'm going to enter this trade, I'm going to set my stop loss below this zone here or below this zone here. Now my take profit is going to be here. I have an 80% to 90% to 100% chance. No, it's not like 100%. An 80% to 90% chance that my take profit is going to get hit over you that set to take profit here. Let's assume that we are just analyzing it on a real life market, right? Now, what the mistake people do is that some of you will set, you place a trade here and you place a trade on 15 minutes time frame and your take profit is set on the daily time frame. It is not proper. There's no way that it has been proper, right? If you place a trade on 15 minutes time frame, make sure that your take profit is, if not on that same time frame, but like a higher time frame a little bit, like 15 minutes time frame entry, your take profit should be like in the 1 hour, 30 minutes sort of thing, right? So you cannot assume. I have something I call the ZAR concept, zero assumption concept, right? You cannot assume that, okay, this is what's going to happen. You can't assume, right? But the best you can do is react to what is happening. So what I mean by zero assumption is this, yeah? You enter a trade, you know for sure that this place is going to get hit, right? You know for sure that this place is going to get hit. But anything other than that is an assumption on your own part. Anything other than you targeting this next high is an assumption on your own part. Right? I don't know the system you're using. I don't care the system you're using. What I know is that it's an assumption on your own part. The only zone that is guaranteed to some extent, because nothing is guaranteed, right? The only zone that is guaranteed to some extent is the next high, is the next low. So your target with the system that you have should be targeting the next low. The moment you have first zone, second zone, third zone, right? Your entry is somewhere around here. Let's see. Your entry is somewhere around this particular part, right? Your first take profit should be somewhere around here because you know that for sure that it's going to get hit. Anything other than this zone is just an assumption because price can react from this zone and then give you like retracement back to your entry or take you out eventually, right? So take your profit here. You wait for another setup to present itself. Let's say price now eventually breaks out from this high, right? Price break out from this, and let's say it gets to somewhere around here, and then gives you like a retracement, and then you're anticipating like the next buy. Now you know that for sure that this particular zone has been hit out of the way. Your next guaranteed zone is this particular one. So your target should be somewhere around here. If you do this, right? If you do this, you will find out that you are always hitting take profit. And that your issue. Maybe I'll stop sharing it to the public. I'll just stick to the because this disturbance is now. If you do this, right? If you follow this ZAR concept, zero assumption, right? And you always set your TP at zones that are obvious, you will tend to hit TP more. And that's your issue of, oh, price got to my TP, price was almost at my TP, then reverse. You're not going to face it anymore. And the second thing, another advice on TP I'll give to you is that do not set, most times don't set your TP at the tip of a zone. Give me a minute. Don't set your take profit at the tip of a zone. What I mean is this now. You enter a trade here and you set your take profit on the tip of this level here. Why? I'm not saying it's wrong. But sometimes price will not take out this high. Price may likely just come to somewhere around here before giving you like a reversal or a retracement. Right? Remember what I said. We're talking about things that will help you in the long run, not things that will come once in a while. Right? So if you're setting your take profit, try to be setting your take profit, let's say, on the close of the body of the candlestick and not the tip of the candlestick. Sorry, not the wick of the candlestick. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Let's say you enter from here. Your take profit should be somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Set, okay, this is the 1 hour time frame. Let's just as an example, right? Somewhere around here. Now, you are sure that price is going to hit your TP. But if you set your TP at the tip of this particular point here, price may miss or might miss your TP level and then start to reverse back to your entry before you. Now, instead of you taking your profits the first time and then getting a second entry, you are going to be waiting for price to, rally up to break that high. So what I'm trying to say is that it will greatly increase your chance of hitting TP if you set your TP levels on the close on the body of a candlestick and not the wick, right? So that is that about TP. Very, very important. If you're not hearing me, you're having an issue, I'm going to drop this on YouTube. You can watch the replay so that you can learn from what I'm saying, right? It will be easier for you that way. So now, when we talk about, I think that should be enough for trade management. That's what I want to say on trade management. The rest you can do further research and then do further study and all of that. Okay, Mr. Mera, good morning. Do you trade boom and crash? Because I'm analyzing the 500 and I think it's being for a massive sell off. Now, I don't trade boom and crash, right? I don't trade boom and crash. I trade only volatility indices. That is what I trade. It's been like what? Years, 2 years, 3 years that I last traded boom and crash last. So I don't trade up those pairs. All right. If you have like a question you like to ask, just drop the question. And if you want to say something so that you can continue. What's the time now? 10:47. Right, I think I still have a little bit of time here. Still have a little bit of time. But I'm very, I need to get something to eat. Well, let me check while we are waiting for someone to do something. Let me check my trade on the return one is this one should be something of this sort. Okay. What's so hard? Just take out this high now. What's the problem? What is the problem? What is the problem? What's the problem? Do you want to reverse on me? Do you want to reverse on me? All right. Right. If you stick to the rules you give for taking profit, now, if you stick with the rules for taking profits, you can, that is when you have more confidence that you can actually wait for your trade to play out. That is, it gives you, that's the essence. It gives, like the trade I took yesterday, right? Let me show you that trade on 25. Let me show you the logic. If you guys remember on TikTok and YouTube, I said something in lines of I don't like trading, placing trades. I took this trade. Okay, I think we are seeing like a push up. I took this trade in the night, right? Around 4 a.m. 4 a.m. and I slept off, right? Now my take profit was somewhere around here. Let me zoom in so I can see properly. I think my entry was here, my stop loss was below here, and my take profit was somewhere around here. Now, this was the trade I took, right? Now, when I took this trade, price started moving my way. It was like a sniper entry, right? I don't know if I can show you guys the entry where I took the trade and the entry and stuff so that you guys can see. All right. I don't know if you guys can see this. If you can see the position where the entry level, I don't know if you can see it, like blue, and you can see that, okay, I got it from like the sniper from here. So immediately price started moving my way, and I set my take profits around this high. I already know that there's no how, right? Any other zone I'm targeting is just an assumption. I know that guaranteed this high was going to get taken out. Guaranteed. There was no argument there, right? But at the same time, I didn't want to gamble like, okay, let me set my take profit on the tip. I didn't say it, I set it at the body here, somewhere around here. And the kind of confidence I had that this trade was going to hit TP was out of this world. I just set the trade because I was already sleepy and I went to sleep. Woke up this morning, take profit hits. Let me show you the trade. You can see, I don't know if you can see it here. You can see the positions. Take profit hit, right? 85, 85, three positions. Hit. Now, if I had assumed, now let's go to, let's say, 4-hour time frame, right? 4-hour time frame. What we are doing here is just like once in a while kind of something, right? Now, and I assume that, okay, I want to hold this thing. I want to hold it because I entered here. I want to hold it like, because obviously there's no level here for take profits, right? I just want to be holding it. Now, I would have been losing like certain amount of money because price is now reversing. Now, as it's reversing now, and I'm hoping that, okay, if it reaches my entry, it's going to continue moving back up. It doesn't make sense, right? So the best thing I had for myself was that set your take profit at the zone which you are sure of, which is this particular level here. Now, I did not set it at the tip, I set it at the body, and I was guaranteed the TP hit. So if you follow the rules, 8 out of 10 times, you are going to hit take profit more. That's just it.
One issue, please.
Right. Do you think the more volatile pairs have more value than the less? There's nothing like the more volatile pairs will have more value. I don't feel like I don't think so. I don't think so. The pair is the pair. Every instrument has their own unique behavior, right? Like I said before, if you are showing your face, you are going to see yourself on YouTube. So Khalid, check yourself out on YouTube. What was I saying? Right. So there's no like saying, okay, this volatile pair or less volatile pair, more volatile. No, it doesn't work that way. What it's just saying is, what it's just simply saying is that just follow your system, right? So far your system aligns with that particular pair and it's in line with the trend. If you hit TP, you hit SL, it doesn't matter if the pair is volatile or not. They are all the same, right? Just different structures. If I were to take this trade, where would my entry be? Which trade is that? Which trade is that? I don't know what you're talking about. What RR do you usually target? My RR is between 1:2, 1:3, right? But most of the time I use market structure. Like for example, now you can see this particular trade I'm talking about now, right? This particular trade I'm talking about now. This particular trade, if I was going to take, let's say, use a normal stop loss, this could be like 1:2. If I put my stop loss here, it will be like 1:3, right? Now, if I put my take profit here, it has increased to 1:4. You feel me? Now, all this is happening on this market structure. I don't have any control over it. The fact that this market structure presented to me a 1:3 trade, it doesn't mean that in the next trade, the market structure presented to me a 1:2, I'm going to ignore it and go for a 1:3. No, I follow market structure. So anything market structure gives me, market structure says, okay, this is where your stop loss is to be. Put my stop loss there. And if you say this is where your take profit should be, I put my take profit there. Whatever they add from 1:2, 1:3, sometimes I get 1:4 on a good day, and that is it. But if a trade is going to be like a 1:4, sometimes I don't even, if like, let's say targeting the next high is a 1:53, sometimes I just reduce it and target a 1:3. Because if a 1:5 trade is assured, how assured is a 1:3? If 1:5 is like 80% assured, or let's say 1:5 is like 70%, 60% assured, that means a 1:3 is like is 80 to 90% assured. So that is like my mindset. What strategy works best on synthetic cases? Any strategy that has to do with demand and supply works best. If your strategy has a lot to do with demand and supply, your strategy is going to work. Break and retest works. All break and retest is like the OG, right? There's no, if you are looking about strategies, break and retest is OG. It always works. There's no markets that you're going to trade that break and retest doesn't work. It just depends on how you are using it, right? Because some people have more experience when you're trading back. There are some rules that you need to pay attention to, like now. You're using a break and retest strategy. When I was using, you're setting break even. Why are you setting break even? If your strategy is support and resistance or break and retest, you have no business to break even. Why is that? Simply because most of the time, price will always come back to your entry. So if you enter a trade from the support, let's say you buy from a support, based off the support, no other thing, no support, no breaker block, no other block, no demand, just based on that support, right? There's a good chance that price will likely come back to your support level. So why are you not setting break even? Right? So if you're a break and retest strategy, break and retest trader or support and resistance trader, there are some rules that with experience you're going to develop for yourself that will make it work. I think this Sky Trades, I don't know if you guys know Sky Trades, this guy that claims he's making billions of billions, he uses support and resistance, break and retest. He has his own rules, and then he makes a lot of money from it. How can I see the weekly target profit for my trading capital, e.g., $1,000? Your trading capital is $1,000. You want to set a trading target, or you are looking for a trading target of $1,000. I don't understand. But if your capital is $1,000 and you're looking to set a target, I think you should be targeting like if you are good. Like let me say me now from my experience. If I have $1,000 capital, $500 weekly is almost guaranteed. I can make 50%. No argument. Except I want to start to do I want to go aggressive. But 50% on $1,000 capital for me, assured. If not always, let's say out of 4 weeks in a month, I'm going to hit my target like twice or 3 times a month. 3 times. in a month. If I have $1,000 capital, I'm trying to make $500 guaranteed. Because what I'm doing now is I have, let's say, $300 capital, and I'm trying to make $500 to $700 every week, and I'm hitting it. So why can't I hit 50%? So that is it for me. You take an entry on specific time frame. If yes, what time frame do you take? I take my entries on 15 minutes time frame. 15 minutes and 5 minutes time frame. Those are my entry. Those are my entry positions. Those are my entry positions. I take 5 minutes and 15 minutes. This my trade is playing with me. This trade doesn't want to hit CP. If it reverses on me, I might just close it. But we're still up. We are still up. Right, we're still up. Okay, this is just an example. All right, I think I was supposed to end the live by 11. I've done my analysis for the day. I know the pairs I'm trading for the day. I know the ones I'm looking at. I think, oh my fucking days. That's the issue with posting this. Let's see. Okay. So on the 5 hasn't left us yet. I'm still thinking that we might see like a push up. But let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I was thinking that it has gone. I was thinking honestly, I was thinking it's gone. But let's see how it goes. If the price respects, because the reason why I didn't take this trade now is because of this pattern I'm seeing. You see, anytime market structure is in, let me just tell you guys something. If markets like you are in the supply or demand, and then you see this candlestick form like this, and the next candlestick is also a bullish candlestick, there's a high chance that this thing is going to push up. I'm not going to repeat myself again, but that is it, right? So there's a high chance it's going to push up. So that is the reason why I was skeptical and entering it. But I'm still thinking because the overall trend is down. And one thing you need to know is that there's a high chance the trend will always win. So, but overall, I'm waiting to see like good confirmation from you, and then I'm going to enter. But for now, I'm chilling. I am chilling. So, if there's no other question, okay. If I'm running, Sabelo,
Friday.
good morning, sir. Sabelo, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is the second time I'm seeing you on my live. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So, thank you very much, Savio. Appreciate. One analysis on the chat, do you run a top-down analysis or you just go straight to the 15 and 5 minutes? I didn't see there's top-down analysis is goated. You cannot come to the chat and not try to run top-down analysis. What are you doing? You understand? What are you doing? My guy, I see you. What are you doing? There's no strategy that neglects top-down analysis. None. Whether you're a day trader, whether you're a scalper, whether you're a swing trader, whatever the type of trader you are, you need top-down. Higher time frame to lower time frame. It's on the higher time frame that you get what you are trying to, where your market is heading to, where the market is coming from, so that you can be able to join it. So that's it. How do you recover from losing streaks? Losing streaks can be tough, man. I think I had a losing streak last week. The whole of last week and 2 weeks, 2 weeks now. 2 weeks now. I think the only thing that saved me was risk management because I took about last week I took 3 trades. I lost 2. The previous week, last week was break even. The previous week, I think I took 3 losses in a row. That was harsh. 3 losses in a row. There's a way it messes with your psychology, no matter how good you are. When you are taking trades and nothing seems to be working, right? Nothing seems to be working when you are placing trades. Every trade you take hit stop loss. Every trade you take hit stop loss. There's a way it messes with your mind, right? So what I do is that I don't try to force things. The first thing I do is try to reduce my risk. If I was risking $100, $50, immediately I reduce my risk, right? To something that I know that will not affect me anymore. Because one thing you need to know is that even though you are going through losing streak, you still have to show up. Because when you are going through that losing streak, you are learning new things. You are learning. You are discovering that, okay, this is why I'm losing. This is the reason why I set up faith. You are learning. And if you don't come to the chat, you won't learn. Right? So even though you are good, that's the hardest part about this job. That's the hardest part about trading, right? Even though you are going through losing streak, you still have to show up. regardless, you still have to show up. The only issue is that some of you, if you go through losing streak, you are going to burn out your whole capital, right? You're going to burn out your whole capital. That's the thing. But if you have capital, if you have cash flow, income stream, something that can help you show up, reduce your risk and then keep showing up. Keep showing up. You are taking lessons. As you are losing, you are taking lessons. So this is why I'm losing. Because if you guys notice, my journal is always here, right? I'm always jotting things down. So I'm always like, okay, why did this setup fail? Why did this behave this way? Okay, what can I do? What can I correct? And that's what you are doing. Before you know it, before you know the mistakes you are making will begin to slim down, and then everything will start working. Second of all, you take a risk. This weekend I went out to have some fun. I left my home, went somewhere else, and just tried to relax, right? And once I relaxed, my mind was at ease. All the losses I've made from the previous week, forget about them. Came into the new week with a new mindset, and now I hit my weekly targets in like what, in 3 trading days, Monday to Wednesday. I already hit my $500 weekly target. So that is one thing I do, right? And we are still up. We are trying to hit $600. I don't know. Let me see. This trade has been misbehaving. I want it to hit my target. If this thing hit target now, I'm making $600 now for the week. What's your take on SMC? The King, thank you very much. I see you. Thank you very much for joining. Previous weeks were bloody, too much, right? It was really harsh, right? I can't even, like, you can't even understand what it did to my head. But you still have to show up every day. Like, you need to come back. As you are crying, you are coming back. As you are losing money, you are coming back. Why? Because you need to make it work. If you don't come back, you won't see the errors. You won't see that mistake. And because of that, because of what happened last week, I discovered new things in my system. I discovered new strategies in my system, right? And that's how it works. What's your take on using SMC white static indices? Brilliant. You can use SMC. SMC is fine, right? Some people are arguing on the internet that SMC is a concept, not a strategy. It doesn't matter. So far, you have if SMC is a good strategy. You can use it, and I think it will work. A lot of people use it. I don't know how profitable it is because I've not used it before, but a lot of traders use SMC on synthetic indices, and it works well for them. What type of trader are you? I'm a day trader and a scalper. Yeah. Sometimes I scalp, sometimes I day trade. What I don't like is swing. I do not swing because I don't have that patience for swing trading. I don't have that patience, right? I rather take my trade in the next 5 hours, 4 hours, I'm out of that particular trade. That's how I do my thing, right? So sometimes I can place a trade and it will take me like a whole day. I place a trade in the morning, then by afternoon, I hit TP or I hit SL. I'm good. I'm done, right? Sometimes I place a trade and in 2 hours, I'm already out of that trade. I've eaten take profit. So sometimes it's a scalp, sometimes it's a day trade. But as always, market structure. If my system shows up in 15 minutes time frame, I'm entering. If it shows up in the 5, I'm entering it. That's how it is. Can I scale up with $10 capital, trade synthetic units? Can I? Because I feel it's volatile for such capital. You can trade synthetic units with $10, $20, depending on the pair you are trading. The pairs I will advise you to take, right? On a small capital. Volatility 10, good. $20 capital, volatility 10 is good. Volatility 31S is good. Volatility 75 1S is good. Volatility 75 is good. Volatility 25 is good also, right? So those 4 pairs, 5 pairs, if you have $20, you can trade them. They are good. I think I'm going to remove 31S. So just focus on 10, 25, 75, 1S, and 75 on your small accounts, and then you are good. I should call them again. Okay. Volatility 10 index, small account, volatility 10 index, volatility 25 index, volatility 75 1S, and volatility 75 index. Those are your accounts. If you have like $10 or $20 and you're trying to scale up with synthetic indices. This pairs, the reason why I call them is because you can be risking $2, $1, $3 per trade, right? And it's something that at least you can divide your account into 10 and then you'll be good. But anything that makes you enter the highly volatile pairs, that is when you are making a mistake. And then you start losing your money. If you enter a trade, you are scared. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Good life. I think I have patience for swing trading, but with the cash flow, right? If you have the patience for swing trading, brilliant for you. I don't. I don't swing trade. What's your most used strategy that profits you while trading 30 days? Is demand and supply. Straight out of the bat. Demand and supply, nothing else. If you know how to use demand and supply, you know how to get a good confirmation, you are good. You don't need to complicate things. That is it. You don't need to complicate things. You don't need to complicate things for yourself with the ICT concepts, SMC concepts, liquidity, inducements, whatever. Because no matter how you try to run from it, you will still hit yourself. So if you're still going to hit yourself, why complicate things? Because anything that will make me complicate my trading is if it's going to give me like a 90% win rate and it's going to make me a lot of money. But the foreign government has discovered that it doesn't matter. You understand? It doesn't matter. If you are using SMC, if you are using ICT, if you are using what's that new one? CRT, whatever the system you're using, losses are going to be there. So if losses are going to be there at the end of the day, why complicate things for yourself? But I understand that some of you like strategies that give you high risk to reward, right? You think the risk to reward is there, so risk to reward and stuff like that. So some of you might consider that. Turtle soup, thank you very much. Turtle soup. Right. So if at the end of the day uh you are going to hit loss, why complicate things for yourself? Make things easy for yourself so that you can treat peace. What do you mean you're saying between volatility 25 1s and volatility 25? Volatility 25 is not as volatile. Scope. Sabinwa. I don't like mentioning traders on my I don't see if you check my page, since I don't mention any trader. Whatever they are doing out there is on them, man. I'll not come on here and start saying that I want to start talking about. But I don't know why somebody will say an engulfing candlestick pattern is now known as what did she say? What did she say? What did she call it? Kai, I've forgotten I've forgotten what they said. Boy, those people, they're funny me. Sometimes that's why the reason why I'm not even active on Twitter, because I don't single candle order block. Exactly. I saw that, I saw it, and I was like, the fuck? What is this? Why? Why? The way I trade bad, the way I trade right now as at now, right? I've hardly see like traders that trade the same way, because me, I trade solely based off my own experience. Like I've been trading the market for like 3, 4. So it's any strategy I'm using is based off my experience, based off what I have seen working and what I know is working. Because this is where I stay, this is where I live, right? So when I see, so I can easily just come up one day and say, oh, I've discovered new thing. I'm going to call it this. It's easy. But why? What is it? It is this. An engulfing candlestick pattern, you're calling it SCOB, CO, like hmm, single candle that block. Moving $100 to $10K. All those things are bullshit. $100 to $10,000. I just did $4 to, I saw one $4 to $1,000. I'm like, why? $4 to $1,000 on synthetic indices. That's why they say synthetic is a scam now. That's why because the narrative that people are pushing out there is that they are saying that it's for flipping. Flipping. You see pressure. I'm not going to lie to you. When I had numbers of someone, I mute them on my status. I mute their status on my WhatsApp because the pressure was too much. Then I was still managing myself with my $50 weekly target, $100 weekly target. I would trade, I was risking about $5 or $10, right? Or thereabout. So imagine me happy that, oh, I just made $50 withdrawal. And I check your status, I see you are doing $10 to 5K. Who you want to press? Mute. Now who is doing that one? I know they do that one with you. Anything that will pressure me last one, that will make me feel like I'm not enough, that will make me want to rush things. Because out of my own experience, the amount of times I try to rush things, I always get bumped. Anytime I say I want to double, anytime I say I want to go fast, I always get bumped. So I just prefer to just take things gradually. And it's been working for me. Where I am at this point is not where I used to be. So I just know that growth is there, right? As you're moving, you're growing. Simple as that. Not trying to force things. The reason why people fail, the reason why people make a lot of mistakes and people are always stuck is because they are trying to fast. Oh, fast. Let me do this thing fast. Let me do this thing fast. Oh, how can I make $10,000? How can I? It's no point, man. It's no point. Thank you very much, Wisdom, for listening them out. Thank you very much. There's no point. There's no point. Getting a laptop from my proper account, pay sugar. I want to scale up with the balance. Thank you very much for staying. This thing is I already started the pace again. So yeah, thank you very much. The King FX. Is the King FX? Is it the same the King FX on I think I knew one on TikTok. There's one particular the king effects on TikTok that I know. I used to see like interactions and the rest. Let me check out my trade.
Let me check out my trade.
Okay, 10 index has.
Okay, 10 index has.
Okay, wherever you are, please mute yourself.
Okay, wherever you are, please mute yourself now.
All right. I want this thing to push up, man. Come on. Where's my target? My target is somewhere around here. So yeah, basically, synthetic indices, right? It's a market that you can trade profitably, just like the way you trade currency pairs, the crypto market, meme coins, and the rest. You can trade these markets well, and you'll be okay, you'll be fine, right? But when you come in with that mindset that you want to turn your $20 to $5,000, you are not going to see any results. You're not going to see easy. Although those of you that have been viewing my status right from the beginning, you see what I'm talking about, right? There was a time I was making withdrawals of $60 daily because I was risking about $20 per trade. 1 3, that's 60, and I withdraw my money and I go with $60. That's about 80K to 70K as at then, and I was doing it. I was posting my status. Now you guys are seeing me. I made a withdrawal. You guys are seeing me making withdrawal of 400. Sometimes I make 200. 200, 300, 200, 100, 400, right? That's what you guys are seeing. It's the same view that we see when I will start withdrawing 1,000, 1,500. I know it will happen. Why? Because there's growth, right? You are growing. I cannot jump from where I am now and say, I want to go and carry all my life savings and put into Forex trading so that I can start making. No, I'm not going to do that, right? I did what I did. With time, I'll grow, definitely. So that's the way I see my things. All right. Thank you very much, the King, for interacting. I know I noticed your name, so thank you very much. I respect you too. So Samson, you called a trade. Good for you, man. Good for you, man. All right. I think okay. TP hits. Damn. And it was a sniper entry too again. Look at, let me see if you guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see the entry and the exit? Let me show you. See the trade. I think I made 93. I don't know if you guys can see it. So for this week so far, I've made $600. I started with $300 this week. So let me put it for last week. Yeah. See, $600, right? Now, as of last week, I was not hitting a lot of wins, but because of those experiences that I had, that losing period that I have, right? I started to write things down. I will not just take a loss. I was eating losses on 3 trades in a row. I will not just take a loss and then go and sleep. Like, see, I was jotting things down. You will jot things down. So what I'm saying, you will jot things down, learn new things, and that's how you are going to come out. That's how you are going to grow, right? So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Whichever trade. The reason why I didn't call this on the trading floor because I'm supposed to call my trades on the trading floor, but we agreed that we're going to be taking trades that are suitable for people with small accounts. So 10 index, this trade is a very high, very volatile pair. So that's why I didn't call the trade on the trading floor. So sometimes I take these trades personally so far it aligns with my strategy. TP hit to my D's, TP hit to, I swear. Fucking happy, man. Fucking happy. 600. I know what that money could do for me. What's the ideal to gradually scale up and compound with time? I'm on. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm fucking hungry right now. I'm hungry. And I think I'm going to end the live. Let me just. What is the idea? What is the idea of gradually scaling up and compound with time? Now, this is where cash flow comes in, right? Cash flow is very, very important. especially if you are a synthetic indices trader that you don't have access to prop accounts, prop firms, right? Because for currency pairs traders, if you want to do, you can just, if you have the money, you can buy 200K, 100K account, as many as you can. Even that is expensive, but that aside, you can do that and you can scale up. But with synthetic indices, but the issue now is that I've made $600 this week, right? Somebody who has a 10K prop account will most likely make the same money. So see, I don't know how to explain to you. Prop firms don't freak me out because I know that eventually I'll make that money because somebody with a 10K account is making $200 per month or per payout or $150 for each payout. Somebody with 25K accounts, let's say, okay, that one can make like 1,000, 500, 600, 800. This is something I make weekly, right? Something I make weekly for myself. So I see no reason why, even though that I'm risking my own money, I see no reasons why I should be be freaking out over profit. But what I'm trying to say is this, right? If you want to scale up as a synthetic indices trader, you cannot, put your mind on the chart too much. Have cash flow. You need to have cash flow, right? Something that comes in as a cushion for you, right? So now, once you are scaling up on your cash flow, automatically your trading capital is going to scale up. Automatically your trading profit is going to scale up. By the end of this year, I don't know how much I'm going to save up, but I'm going to save up a specific amount of money. I save, right? By the end of this year, I would have saved up a specific amount that will enable me fund my account big. I don't know how to explain this properly to you. What I'm saying is this, right? Get something that gives you cash flow, leverage on that thing, improve on that thing, right? Improve on that thing, milk that particular thing a lot, milk it as much as you can. Even though that the remote job, not everybody can do the remote job. I think Sammy is part of the remote job. Let me show you something. Let me show you guys something, right? Just that it's not for everybody and it's not conventional. It's not something that everybody can do, right? Let me see if I can show you what this guy did, right? See, I don't know. Oof. I don't know if you guys can see something. Look at he got an apartment, furnished full, right? And he's doing well for himself. This guy makes at least $1,000 or $2,000 weekly, monthly, right? He's a trader, but he still does this thing and as now. If he's a trader that was funding $10 or $100 or $50, with what he has now, he has been able to scale up his trading to about $500, $1,000. Now his profit, if you scale up your capital, your profit automatically scales up at the same time, right? So now you were risking $10 before, you were risking $20 before, because you now have something that's bringing you $500 every month. You can afford to risk $100, $50, and it won't affect you, right? So if you have something that you are doing, and you can also, the beautiful thing is that you can start it with your trading, right? You have $10, you have $20, you are really good with trading, you are making $100 every week, you're making $50 every week. Save up the money. Save up the money. Learn something. Learn a skill. Learn something you can sell to people, right? That way you're not making money outside of the chat. Invest. I make a video about that. I posted it this morning. You can go and check it out. I mean, I will always tell you guys what it is, how I do my things, right? As you're making more money from outside, as I'm making more money, automatically your trading capital increases. Once your trading capital increases, your risk increases. Once your risk increases, your profit increases. With time, before you know, with you that was risking $10, you're now risking $50. You that was making $100 every week, you're now making 200, you're now making 300. Subconscious, you won't even notice because it's the same system. But here's the catch: if you are not good, you are not good. Do you understand? If you don't know how to trade, you don't know how to trade. So even though you have cash flow and you are having problems with your trading, you eventually lose everything. So get good at your trading. Once you are good with your trading, find something you can generate capital from, milk it, milk the shit out of it. Now you can now use your trading to scale up. That's it. If you have a trading capital of $50, your target is $30 every week, and you are able to do this, right? Let me show you what I did. If Innocent is on this, if my guy, I see some of my guys, if they're on this live, I share on my status, some of them, if they are here, they will tell you that there was a time, right? I told myself that I want to be making $10 every day. $10 withdrawal. It was first $10 withdrawal every week. That was when I was in university. I told them that was when I was in university. I told them that, see, I want to be making $10 every week. They'd be like, why? Oh, why this, that, this, that? Oh, it's too small. You can do this. And I know what I'm looking for, right? I know what I'm looking for. It was very difficult to be able to make $10 consistently from the market for a week. It was very, as small as that money, it was very difficult when I started. But with time, I got the end of it. I started making at least $10, $15 every week, right? Then I brought it down. I said, okay, I want to learn how to make $10 every day in the market. They were like, oh, who's going to give you $10? What market is going to give them? Blah, 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 blah. You cannot do it. All this. You aim higher. It's always aim higher. It's too small. Aim higher. But I know what I was looking for, right? I started making $10 every day. Then before you know, I started hitting it. Even though not every day, at least twice, 3 times a week, 4 times. Out of 5 days, 3 days, I'll make $10, I'll withdraw. And that's how I started building my withdrawal culture. And before you know it, I was not like, okay, I'm making $10 every day. Okay, what if I increase my capital? So I increase my capital. Now, I want to start making $15, $20 per week. I want to start making $30 per week. It was difficult. You don't know how, it is not easy to make money from this market. It is not easy. It is not easy, right? So I started doing now. If you are seeing my startup, you know that I said that my target is uh $500 every week. I didn't start from 500. I started from $10 a week. That's where I started from, and I started growing. Before you know it, I was now targeting $100 weekly, $150 weekly, $200 weekly, 250, 300, 400. Now I'm at 500. Now I can target $700 a week. Now very soon I'll start targeting 1,000 a week, right? Gradually, gradually. So if your target is $30 for a week, try as much as possible to be hitting that every goddamn week. Don't care what people are saying. Oh, it's too small. You're not $30 every week is like 50,000 every week. That's like 200K a month. You are good. If it is possible, if you can't do it, if you can't make that $30 every week, if you can't do it, then you cannot make $200, $100, $500 every week. That's how it is. If you cannot decide for yourself that I want to start making $10 a week from your $20 capital, you need to start making $10 a week, right? If you cannot do that for yourself, you can't do that for yourself and you can't make it happen, you cannot make that $100 weekly, you can't make that $200 weekly, right? You start from small goals and then you climb up the ladder. That's how it works. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for coming. From time to time, I'll be sharing it with the audience, but most time it's for the people in the trading floor. If you want to join the trading floor, send me a DM. I host this live every day. It's not just about signals, right? Trading floor is not about signals. It's about these one-on-one sessions that we have every day, because it's from Monday to Friday. Every day we have these one-on-one sessions, right? I try my best to always come online so that we can interact, talk about trading, talk about your trading, talk about things you can do to improve your trading at a cheap rate, right? You don't have to pay for mentorship, you don't have to pay for signal. Those of you are charging 100K per signal. If you want to just be like, let us just come look at this chart every day. 10,000 naira per month, right? It's cheap, something you can afford. I just want to do that so that I can filter out people who are serious, people who are not serious. Not somebody that will come into my training floor and then you are watching me, you are trying to monitor my movements. I don't want that. So if you are going to do that and you're going to monitor me, you're going to see what I'm doing, might as well just pay me for it, right? So thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for coming. This is where we are going to end it, and I'll see you guys another time. Peace. The video is going to be on YouTube, so I feel like this live session is packed. So you can go ahead and watch it. You watch it as many times as you want, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much.